December.
It is here. It is.
I was going to sing it. Welcome to December. Just never mind.
Who wants to hear that?
Quinn Bishop.
Hey,
Ruben Dominguez. Cactus Music. Here's what's new. Let's get to it. What do you got?
we got a mixed bag. We got a bunch of cool stuff, and we're gonna kind of break it up into groups. We're gonna kick it off. There is a bunch of indie store exclusive records that are, even though there's only 2 RSD events a year, Record Store Day events a year, they still schedule records that are what they call the RSD Essentials,
right,
where they reissue records that aren't otherwise available in usually some kind of colored vinyl or deluxe packaging. And we've got 3 that are out this week. One of them, one of my very favorite vocalists, Nina Simone, and this is one of her very early records. I think this is maybe her second record, and Her Friends. And you know, this is where it starts. This is cool. And this gets some of the songs that she's really, really well known for. It also features Chris Connor, Carmen McRae, other vocalists on there. But this is a really cool piece, and I think it's on Emerald Green.
Oh, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take it. The 1960.
And so if
collection.
anyone's not familiar with her, that documentary is one of the best music documentaries I have ever seen.
That was it Netflix?
Yeah. I think it's it's still on there.
I haven't seen it.
See it. It's tremendous.
I need to.
Great
All right.
story. And this is another indie store exclusive. Same thing. This is the 10 Bands, One Cause, which we've talked about that before. 10 records a year. This is one. It benefits charities that provide assistance to caregivers of cancer patients. And this was well, it doesn't really look the same because it's kind of shiny.
It's very shiny.
But Bush Razorblade Suitcase. I mean, this was a monstrous record. You could not escape from this thing when it came out. And it's not been available in quite a while. So here you go. It's out there again. Pink vinyl, and I'm sure a regular black vinyl edition will follow.
It's really cool.
Yeah. That's cool. And that's a big record for a lot of people. You know, that's that classic alternative era where the alternative band started selling tens of millions.
If you're in Houston, just flip over to 94.5 The Buzz, and you'll hear most of it before the end of the day.
And we talk about this guy on the call a lot, and this is the third indie store exclusive, and this is Czarface and MF Doom meets Metalface, and you know, again, comic aesthetic, big part of their records and covers and everything, and this is essential record if you're a fan, and you know, Doom's profile has never been bigger than it is now, and these records are coming back out
with his passing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
great music.
And I know we've done that before. You know, we've done that as a news story here when an artist passes. All of a sudden, you know, the collection. Yeah,
people want to hear the music again immediately. And of course, now that there's predominantly the market is streaming, it doesn't have the kind of huge surge, but we do see it for packaged goods for vinyl for certain, and to a lesser degree CDs. But people, you know, it's a reminder of how important those artists are.
I think you and I did some. I think we did something for when B.B. King passed away, right?
I think that's right. We've done a couple.
Then with Prince.
Oh yeah, we did.
And then we did Tom Petty during lockdown, right? During COVID.
Oh, we did,
because the big box set came out of
the first of many big box sets. It seems like that's the template going forward. These monstrosity of
enormous box of music.
Okay, the next 2 records are cool, and I love featuring stuff like this. These are 2 records that we just had Black Friday Record Store Day. There's always those records that no one anticipates being huge records, and these were the 2 that like everybody's like, what? Huh? And again, SoundCloud, digital artists that are having packaged goods, physical goods available for the first time. So you have Rich Brian, this record, Amen. People were flipping out for it.
Really?
We have more of that in, but we didn't talk about it when we were talking about Record Store Day releases. But, you know, big record. And people, so many people looking for it on that day. We were able to, because I guess nationally, everybody under-ordered on it.
Right.
So,
right. And all of a sudden,
nobody knew.
So how many copies of this do you have if people want it?
A
few?
Yeah, more than a few. I mean, if they call or get here today, for sure.
There you go.
Christmas on demand.
Christmas for someone on your list.
And can we show that?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, we just don't have to reference it too much.
Oh, let's stick with that.
Let's just keep going because maybe we don't know.
Okay, an artist, Chris Travis, has a new. This was, I guess, a very, very popular record digitally.
Yeah.
Available on vinyl, Pizza and Codeine. on 2LP Purple.
Yeah.
And again, so many people on the line were looking for this record.
Right.
It got past us, so now we're catching up, and we got it. So reach out to us if you're looking for it. But I kind of, it's so the thing now where, you know, an artist can exist in the digital realm for a lengthy period of time before they release anything of its physical goods.
Yeah.
And that's when it just like, whoa, all right.
It's like they were. I guess they were. Did we hit a point? Did SoundCloud stop recording streams for this year? Is that the deal? Because somebody was like, they said one of the sites that I follow on Instagram posted, and they said, "All right, these are the top streams for the year."
Oh yeah. I mean, they got to cut off at some point.
Yeah,
because they want to create. It really serves their business well, as it does for us to. You know, we want to publish our best list of the year in December versus in January.
Right. Yeah,
but sometimes, I mean, for us, it actually works because we're selling stuff, and January can be kind of slow. So it's good to remind people the stuff they missed throughout the year. Okay, now we're going to jump in to some of our favorite guys, man. We were talking about him in the King's X record, and there's a new Doug Pinnick record, big shock. This one's called Joy Bomb.
Real cool.
And I think this is it. You know, he just had a blues record recently. I think it's a hard rock record. Going strong, 72 years old. This guy's a rock god.
Yeah,
and he is not stopping.
Yeah.
And, you know, I will say that, can't say this about everybody, but every record is worth if you're a fan of hard rock and just, I mean,
he doesn't disappoint.
He does not disappoint, and they're all worth listening to. You got to check them out.
Really nice dude.
Follow that up. Deep Purple.
Whoa.
New covers record. Still going strong. You know, I saw him a couple years ago at Bayou Place, and, you know, still killer. The voice is a little rough around the edges, but the material's selected well. And they're really on a tear. Their last studio record was terrific. It's covers record. Look forward to hearing it. I like the idea of the mug shots on the front.
I think that's
they're not the prettiest guys.
Yeah.
They weren't airbrushed for this occasion by any means.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Steve Morse not too long ago, and that guy's still killing it.
Let me tell you. So I was right up front of him. Yeah. And my appeal of that band, I think that's one of the greatest rhythm sections ever.
Oh, Ian Pace and Roger Glover, absolutely.
For hard rock.
Absolutely.
You know, love it. But I was seated in front of Steve. Yeah. And I wear earplugs wherever I go.
Yeah.
I want to be able to enjoy music till
you have to. You got to take care of yourself. Yep.
He was so loud, even with earplugs in, I could barely hear the drums.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. You don't really go to that many loud shows anymore. Everything's really toned down.
You were picking up stage volume.
Oh, it was the throw from the amp was insane.
Yeah. I think he may need it that loud to hear it. And he's been doing that for 60 years.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Great guitar player.
Okay, and this is a record we didn't get to feature last time. It showed up late. But this is, I think, this is going to be one of the biggest records of the season. Silk Sonic. I love the name.
It's a
great name, and it's Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak with special guest Bootsy Collins. And this is such a cool collaboration. Show them the picture in the back. The picture in the back really said. I mean, that's like hanging out, whooping it up with those guys, and cool record.
Yeah,
cool record, and nobody was expecting that thing to be out. So it's always it's fun when those collaborations come up, and they're actually really good because sometimes they're just kind of not.
Yeah, it's good stuff though.
Yeah, that's going to be a big record for the holidays. Box sets.
Box
sets are always big during the holidays.
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell Archives 2. So she is in the process of, and you see a lot of artists do this, legacy artists do this kind of in their twilight years, prepare. It's better to play an active role in preparing your legacy of unreleased recordings than to let someone else do it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so that's what you're seeing. So this is much like the last one. This is 5 discs of BBC concert recordings. Very cool, from one of the most unique singular voice artists of the folk in the 60s movement.
Absolutely.
In 70s and 80s too, man. She's tremendous.
Game changer. 5 CD set.
Worth checking out, and that's a cool. That's where her catalog kind of veers more to jazzy territory, and she's taken a lot of chances. Cool record.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna have to wheel up a truck to get this thing.
Jeez,
this thing is
my God!
It is. This is the. Let's see.
I was reading about that today.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wait for it.
14 LPs, 3 CDs. This is the Bowie. They've been doing these box sets. Again, he curated everything before his passing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That guy definitely had a plan for everything.
Yeah. After he had his heart attack, he basically just hunkered down and said, this is how I want everything to come out when I'm gone. So this is the later years, 1992 to 2001. Some of those records, I think, are a little bit difficult, but they're rewarding to listen to.
I am not kidding. This weighs a ton. Do we have a scale? Can we put this on something? You can work out with this thing.
You could. It's the coffee table book. That's a coffee table. Yeah, that's a lot of listening. So hope you were able to plow through those last 3 Bowie boxes that had like.
Where do we put this thing?
We're just gonna set it on the floor.
Okay, yeah, because I don't.
But if you're looking to rediscover, and of course, a lot of the bonus material on there will be released individually, along with the individual records.
Yeah.
Worth your time, worth listening.
That's amazing.
And man, here we go. We've been talking about. I've saved up some.
Oh yeah. Cool. I'm excited about this.
Let's talk about Christmas.
Let's talk about Christmas records. Here we go.
It is here. And we're going to kick it off with this guy who
Perfect.
just retired live in concert.
Perfect.
At the top of his game at 95. They've reissued his classic Christmas record, Snowfall, as Tony Bennett, ladies and gentlemen. And this hasn't been on LP since it was originally issued back in the day. But as you know, that guy took care of his voice and sang better than all of his peers at 95, and that TV special was really cool. Did you get to see any of that?
I haven't seen it. Yeah,
I got to see like 3 songs. I recorded it. It was so cool, and his ability to pull in other artists in on what he's doing. Obviously, most recently Lady Gaga.
Right.
Is a remarkable quality and really keeps the American songbook alive. He's done a terrific job.
I know a lot of people that want this.
Yeah, it's cool. This is the opposite of that last
Oh
record.
my God.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Mr. Hankey's Christmas Classics finally available on vinyl, my friend.
For the first time, fans have been yammering for this one.
I mean, it's so incredibly funny. It's weird. It's funny.
And back to weird.
Yeah. I tell you what, give this to someone for Christmas. They're gonna have some questions.
I was gonna read some of the song.
Nope, you don't want to do that. Nope, we're not doing that. Just assume the worst and the funniest, and you're there.
There's a song on here called "The Most Offensive Song Ever,"
and they're not one to be one-upped by anybody. So Trey, and the gang.
My God,
yeah. It's good. What's it? I'm guessing there's a color variant on this thing.
Sure. It has to be.
Come on. Oh, it doesn't say.
That'll come out in the limited edition next year.
I think this is a color variant. We'll leave it up to everybody.
Sure. If you guys own this, just text us and let us know what it is.
Okay, Texas guys performed at the store many times. Some of our favorite dudes.
Good band.
This was reissued, I think, last year, but kind of got, or a couple years ago, but kind of got lost in the mix. Old 97s.
Yes, sir.
Love the holidays. They do love the holidays. I love this cover because they're wearing all their hideous Christmas sweaters and boogieing down. Anybody who's, Texas guys very familiar with this band. Tremendous group. And this is a really fun Christmas record.
They're in the spirit for sure.
And kooky thing about them, they're one of the rare bands that original lineup on every record. Like they've never had a lineup change.
They were North Texas guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas, Denton area. Here's a couple of Christmas records that I'm sure I got them. Don't you worry about the order here. Amanda Shires has a new Christmas record, and she's married to Jason Isbell, so it's an Americana. I think she is terrific, great singer. I think recorded with some members of his band, and we have autographed Christmas cards from her. He purchased that record from us.
Very cool. No, I was just checking it. See a couple of the classics on here.
There's quite a few originals too. I mean, that's really the challenge, right? Because it's too easy to just let's do all the songs everybody knows, but take some handiwork to come up with some new originals. Everybody knows this guy. Steve Perry has a Christmas record. This guy finally came out of his well or whatever he's doing a couple years ago.
So this is new.
This is new. So he's released 2 studio records and then now a Christmas record in a short span after not doing anything for the better part of 20 years.
Who did that? Was it CBS This Morning or 60 Minutes? Who did the thing where they spent the time with him and he talked about the last album he actually did a couple of years ago? And he was like, that's it. So this is a surprise.
I mean, the Christmas spirit got him.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who knows what
cool
happens
stuff.
now? Let's stay tuned.
We shall see. Okay. Another favorite 80s artist.
Okay. I would buy this.
I love her. This is Cyndi Lauper's Christmas record, finally available on vinyl from the Real Gone label. I mean, she's so cool. I think people now know her from Kinky Boots, but obviously all those records she sold during the Girls Just Want to Have Fun era. She was so connected with her fan base. Those fans are going to buy her records forever. I will say this. I don't know if you've ever spent any time with her. She's one of the absolute best artists as far as engaging her fans. She is just solid.
Never had the pleasure.
She's very, very cool. I just did a blues record, but I mean, there she is hanging out with Santa in her red tights.
Perfect.
So that's one to pick up. You need some fresh Christmas music.
Yes.
And another 80s diva. This is the first time this has ever been on vinyl as well. Whitney Houston's One Wish holiday album. And you know, her stock is really gone up in the last few years. I think female singers from that era have all kind of really benefited from some time and reevaluation. And
so, do you hear what I hear with Pentatonics?
Oh, there you go. I wonder how that must be a patch it up later,
kind of like
studio trickery.
Little studio trickery there. That was probably interesting.
Let's see what
for a Pentatonics fan, you need this one if you're not already a Whitney Houston fan. Very cool. Super, super duper cool.
Okay, now we've hit some of the superstars that you know, and now let's talk about some of the kooky cool stuff that we like to talk about. One of Blue Note's few Christmas records. This is Duke Pearson, who's a piano player. He also plays Celeste, which is very Christmassy instrument. But look how cool this record looks. Man.
I don't know anything about Duke.
So Duke, you know, Airto Morieri's on this record. I mean, he's a session guy. He's on a bunch of records, but this is his. And I mean, who doesn't love jazz take on Christmas?
Yeah, and all the hits, everything you know's on here.
Plus, you get this cool cover.
Except the Wassail song. I don't know the Wassail song.
Well, I'm gonna wassail right along there.
Just wassail your way.
I always tell people this: your best Christmas card is a Christmas record.
Sure.
Somebody because they get excited about it immediately.
Sure.
Immediately. You can't have enough of them. All right, man. I picked this one because I know you're a fan. This is Fania's best-selling. Probably one of their few only.
I did not know this
salsa
existed.
label. It is a great record. Great record. Willie Colon and Hector Lavoe, who's a producer, produced a lot of the Fania records.
Yeah.
And this is fun. If you need some salsa in your Christmas, which I think we all kind of do.
Absolutely.
This one's
not just for chips.
This is a great record. So this was a Record Store Day piece 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Just prior to the pandemic. And we went long on this in Bonax because we love this record so much. We want to talk about it every year. So limited edition, but available at Cactus for sure.
It's amazing, man. All the Fania stuff is just ridiculous.
And you throw it on, you got a party.
You got an absolute party. Move the furniture out into the front lawn
I dare you to
just
sit still.
Get going.
So I didn't know this. I'm a huge Blondie fan. I didn't know that there was a Christmas record. There was a 1981 holiday flexi disc. Remember those that would come in magazines?
Yeah, come in magazines.
And so there was they did a Christmas song, the Yuletide Throwdown. And so it's been reissued on a 12-inch with this super cool New York subway train.
Kind of R. Crumb looking comic style.
And there's Blondie with Debbie and I think Fab Five Freddy and
Get Up Out of Town.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's one of those I never even heard of this.
Wow. Featuring Fab Five Freddy.
Credited with the first mainstream rap hit there with oh my gosh, what's the name of the track? I'm spacing out, man.
Yeah.
Rapture.
Yep.
Rapture.
Featuring the Cut Chemistry mixes. Take a picture of that.
Yeah, it's a cool, very, very cool looking record. The illustrations are terrific. Right. And they even did the logo with the subway
That's amazing.
graffiti.
Yeah. It's so cool. So cool. Keep going, man. I'm just taking pictures.
All right. And I had to throw this. This is available again this year. This is one of our best-selling Christmas records the last few years. And it's called It's a Holiday Soul Party.
Right.
And I'll be damned if it is not a Holiday Soul Party.
Sharon
This is
Jones.
Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings Christmas record. And man, this is a great time. Oh,
Woo!
I mean, just
so great.
Unbelievable, yeah. And we're very fortunate. Those guys, if they're, they would come through. We would do like a DJ session with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just come by and buy records.
So,
and
I mean, they were the first kind of Dap Kings artist that I heard.
Yeah, me too.
That was the first thing that I heard, and then all of a sudden it was Dap Kings. It was like a faucet.
Yeah, and they kind of broke through, and then everybody's looking for the next thing, and they already had Charles Bradley records.
Right.
They already had
Right.
artists on the label that were making great records.
Didn't they play on Amy Winehouse's first record, or did they play on the second record?
Yes, they're on the second one. They're on Back to Black, the big
the big hit, the big hit.
And Bosco Man, the bass players, I think, kind of worked with Mark Ronson on making those tracks. I mean, talk about a moment in time. If you gotta pick like a record to be on as Soul Guy in the modern era, that's the record.
Yeah, sure.
That's the record. So I really enthusiastically recommend this record for people to pick up, and it is on limited edition candy cane colored line.
Yes, sir.
Would you expect any different?
Nothing. That's absolutely the way it was intended.
And this is a first. We're going to feature, talking about great things for holidays and gift ideas. Our good friend Shea Serrano has a brand new book out. So we're going to feature a book for the first time on the drop.
Oh, right on.
Hip hop and other things.
Oh, very cool.
His previous books, all 5 of them are our best-selling books ever.
Get out of town. I don't know anything about Shea Serrano.
Oh, yeah. So he's, he's an influencer.
So, third and final book and other things series. First was about basketball. Second was about movies. Yeah, man.
And the illustrations are great. Arturo Torres that does the illustrations.
Yeah.
Terrific. Bun B wrote the forward.
Cut it out.
These books are really fun. They're great gifts because you can pick them up anywhere and just start reading. They're really organized from an easy read standpoint.
Right.
It's not linear, which as much time as we have during the holidays to do stuff. You can pick up this book.
Like I know the person that this would be the perfect gift for. Now in my mind, I'm like, do I like them enough to buy it? No slight on them as a friend. I'm just like,
yeah. But this is on the racks, and this is going to be our big book gift for
hip hop and other things, baby.
That's what you need it.
Shout out to the Trillo G for his.
And
that's it. No,
the crate is empty.
The crate is empty. And the cradle shall rock. Okay, we always try to give you 30 minutes of action-packed content, so we can do some headlines.
Oh yeah, okay.
Motley Crue sells their catalog.
Yeah, they
following in the line of a lot of the big names we've seen.
I mean, they were one of the few hard rock bands that managed to get their masters back.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I know people don't like talking about this, but I think it's because the label doesn't want to deal with them anymore.
Still, it's a nice little chunk of change for
the
guys.
Big chunk of change. And a lot of these big acts are getting huge checks for non-payment from streaming services.
Right.
Because the mechanism there is it's actually advertising money, so they don't necessarily have to pay the artist, and they are not doing that.
They're getting ripped off.
So whenever you see, Bob Dylan, Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, all these big artists selling their publishing, it's because it's the time to sell because they get a giant check from one of the streaming services from a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then now they can double up and sell their publishing. Because
it makes smart.
Yeah. It's smart business.
It makes perfect sense.
And if you do it right, who you're selling it to is a partner for any future projects you're doing.
So you get ready to hear it in everything from cell phone commercials to, Applebee's.
I think the one exception that was Neil Young. I think he retained like 51% so that he could have the decision. He could decide what.
Sounds like a very Neil Young thing to do.
Yeah.
Another item ripped from the headlines: Pavement announcing a reunion and tour.
I've got staff that have already purchased their tickets for
the
Austin. That's a big deal.
They were talking about that, and I think if you are a Pavement fan, that's an incredible thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
I remember going to the store because everybody was slanted and enchanted.
Yes.
Everybody talking about that record, and I went and I bought the CD and I put it on and I tried, and I'm like, I don't get it.
We're gonna hear a lot.
I'm just not smart enough.
It's not my thing.
I'm not smart enough to understand it.
But I have respect for it. I mean, they really, and there were a lot of other. They were the original article. There was a lot of bands after that. Sounded like
absolutely.
That. And that's cool. It doesn't resonate with me, but that's
cool. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's like, and even the projects that Stephen Malcolmus
I like him.
did,
I actually
like
his,
the Jicks.
Yeah,
yeah,
I actually like his records more.
He did a couple of things that I've liked, you know, post those guys.
But yeah, I think you're right. Crawling out of like not seeing any live music for a really, really long time. I think their fans, this is like,
oh, it's going to be Christmas times 10 for a lot of these, you know, a lot of these folks. All right, let's see what else. Anything that we've left untouched, uncovered?
Well, Adele announced a residency in Vegas. That's a big deal.
Yeah, good luck getting a ticket for that.
No doubt, that is got to be a huge cash out. I think the Foo Fighters are playing in Vegas this week, so it's funny because it's generational now to where, you know, if you're thinking of, you know, Streisand or you know, all these big mass appeal artists doing Vegas back in the day, which is where they all went. They probably following Elvis's lead, Sinatra's lead, but you know, now it's just, you know, who's a big name that can sell a lot of records, and they're playing smaller venues and just getting a mountain of money. Cool, right on.
Billie Eilish.
Could she do that?
Oh yeah, I think she could do one of those residencies and sell out like a month in Vegas. It'd be something crazy.
The money's got to be, and then they're hoping that you gamble all your. They have to write you the check.
Yeah.
Hey, go to here's a line of credit in the casino.
Yeah.
I'd
have to walk home from Vegas.
I love Gladys Knight, and in her book she talks about that, because she was a gambling addict, that she would just gamble away all the money she made for her residencies in the casino.
That's crazy.
That works out pretty good for the casino.
That's crazy. One time in Vegas, I remember I was waiting for the elevator. The doors opened, and Rodney Dangerfield walked out in his pajamas, and walked across the lobby.
That is.
Well, he had a robe on, but
you get
pajamas.
You know what? You get respect for telling that story.
And I was like, I was just standing there, you know, and there's nobody around me, you know. I was like, yeah, what do you do?
Awesome.
Do you chase him down? I mean, I don't know what that.
Hey,
what
that was in my pajamas.
Right. You know, start blabbering, throwing lines from Caddyshack at him, you know, or just like whatever. All right, man. So we're gonna wrap it up. Here we go. Next week I think we're on our same time, Thursday at 12:30. Also, at some point, we need the yearly staff picks.
We're doing it. Maybe that would be the pre-Christmas one.
There you go. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I'm Ruben Dominguez. That's Quinn Bishop. Cactus Music. Come down, get all this delicious vinyl.
Right on.
Get it? Later. Peace. Bye.